Is mixed voice real? Yes. And no. I'll explain on this episode of Rock the Stage. All right, so what did I mean by yes and no? Does mixed voice exist? Well, let me tackle no first. No, in the sense that how something like speech level singing defines it. And that is a sort of, it's just this thing between chest voice and head voice. It's this thing that connects the two together. That's actually very inaccurate. Mixed voice does not just occur sort of in this mysterious middle zone. This sort of weird thing in between that you connect the two things. It doesn't work like that. When I say yes, it does exist, and that is because your voice is basically a mix all the time. Whether you're singing low, in the middle, or the upper part of your range, you're always mixing one or two sort of resonance spots at a time. And let me explain what that means. Your voice basically resonates in three different parts inside the vocal tract or the resonance space in here. Basically the area between your larynx and your lips. This area here inside your mouth here. And it goes back to the back of your throat, down to your larynx. This is called the vocal tract, sometimes referred to, like I prefer, the resonance space in here. Sort of technically, medically, it's called the pharynx back here. And it has three parts. It has the laryngopharynx, which is the part of the pharynx down here by the larynx. The oropharynx, which is back here, the back of the mouth behind the tongue. And then the nasopharynx, which is up here, sort of the nasal port or the back of the sinus cavity. And this is where the three main areas that your voice resonates in. What I like to call kind of neighborhoods. Because no note really has a specific address. It just kind of lives in a neighborhood, in a certain area. So as I sing, let me just take between the C below middle C and the C above. And I'll explain what I mean here. As I sing up from the low C, I feel that all here. I'm still resonating here and here, because if I didn't have any of these two resonances mixing in with this one, my voice would sound like this. It would just sound all throaty. If I had no top end, it would just be sound like I had a head cold all the time. So those have to be in there to give the voice clarity, to give it sort of mid-range punch, to give it some top-end clarity. If I wasn't resonating up here. So this isn't like just chest voice. It's mixing all three. As I approach the middle area, middle C, and you can actually hear that actually sounds more like it's coming out of my mouth rather than my throat. Middle C resonates more, the area around middle C resonates more in the oral pharynx or the back behind the tongue. As I sing up towards, past the F or the F sharp there, towards the high C, the sound resonates more up here, and that's just because of the frequencies of the note. They seek their natural placement within the mouth. Your lower frequencies naturally place themselves or resonate here. Your middle frequencies naturally resonate more in this neighborhood, and your upper notes resonate more up here. That's when you get past a certain point in your range, like above the middle C, you really don't have to worry about, resonance shifts or placement anymore, because the voice is really just resonating in that top end. It really has no other place to go. It's this area between the two C's. Sometimes, in old terminology, they used to call this the bottleneck octaves. Between middle C and the upper C, or bottleneck 2 octaves between the low C and the upper C there. Because every voice type kind of has to go through this area. And there's always sort of a weird problem that happens there. And that's because the shifting between the two neighborhoods is where the voice kind of goes weird. Mostly the shift between here and here, especially with male voices, because we do not resonate, when we speak, we do not resonate above this area. We don't feel it above here. We kind of speak from here down. Women speak from here up. So they don't have a problem going into their upper range, they just don't know how to kind of lean on it. And women have a problem kind of going down in their range. Men don't have a problem with that. Now, in terms of mixed voice, we can kind of mix these neighborhoods. They kind of overlap a lot, especially when you're around this kind of A G here below middle C, you're kind of not feeling it here and not quite there. It's kind of like here-ish. So you're kind of mixing these two. So it kind of feels a combination of these two. When you sing around the F sharp, it kind of feels here-ish. It's not quite there and not quite there. It kind of feels here, just above the tongue. And there you're kind of in an upper mix. You're kind of mixing more of these two together. And a little less of that in the sound. But it's still there. It's just not a lot there. So as you're singing through your range, you're kind of adding and taking out resonances. So you're always mixing. You're always kind of churning the recipe. You're kind of always mixing around the sort of a cauldron of resonances, of sounds, of tonalities. So in a sense, your voice is always a mix. So don't think of your voice as like chest voice, mixed voice, and then head voice. Think of the whole thing as mixing. So that it is a lot easier to create a sort of balanced and sort of flowing voice, a very even and balanced voice. Where was my chest voice? Where was mixed voice? Where was head voice? Where did one end and the other one begin? You can't tell. And that's the whole point of this, is we do not want to think of the voice as segmented things. We want to think of it as one very long sort of mixing constantly mixing overlapping areas of resonance. It's a lot easier to get your voice to stabilize and to become even and balanced when you think sort of in this direction. So, mixed voice exists? Yes and no, depending on which way you look at it. So I hope this was mixful. I hope this was helpful in sort of clearing up a little confusion about what mixed voice is and isn't and all that kind of stuff. And please check out the links in here below. You get both my vocal courses for $50. For being a subscriber to my channel or either just watching this video. I want to thank you for doing that. So to do that, you can get both my vocal courses for $50. Normally it's $100 for both, but since you're a cool person watching this video, you can get them both for $50. So check out the links in there if you want to take lessons with me online like this, or here in person in New York City. You can also links in there. There's also links to like playlists for all my other videos and all that kind of stuff. So thanks for watching. Till next time, Kevin Richards. See ya.